I think you're pretty vocal about talking about how, a lot of that comes from your own doing. That you always feel as though you haven't done enough, or you're always pushing yourself to do more, and that's something that's kind of caused a fair bit of anxiety in your life, some mental health conditions there. That's something that you talk vocally about. Can you give us a bit of an understanding of how that's affected you as a person and maybe your basketball career and as a coach?
Yeah, look, I've had the fortune of, like, yes, I did go through depression, and it was, really tough times. I didn't realize I was in depression, but some people helped me there with it. But I've helped, I think, 3 or 4 young people who were talking about taking their life and things like that. I've never spoken publicly about this, but I talked to them, and I rang them up, and to see how they were and things like that. And some of them were really on the brink, and they're only young people. I'm not qualified to do these talks to people, but I just talk to them and let them know that you've got a friend here. You don't have to tell me everything. Just tell me what you wanted, but that I'm here for you, and don't think you're alone. And people, when they got depression, you think you're alone. You think that the world is against you and no one's there for you. That's one of the things that I went through anyway. So I help a lot of our young kids. Our kids come to us with low self-esteem, and I had a young boy come to my academy 3 years ago, and he suffered from depression really bad and anxiety, and he'd break down in the training sessions. That young fella now, it turns out he's coaching now, and he didn't play at a high level, but now he's a school teacher. But I mentored him and I helped him. I stood beside him and backed him up, and just encouraged him what to do. So those little things, Matty, they just make me feel really good, that to think that, but like, I'm not putting it up on billboards and things like that because I don't need to. But every day, I'm helping kids, to lead a better life, and to let them know that you're not alone. And the thing, when I talk to these 80 or 90 kids we had the last 3 days, I talk to them: look after your mates, look after your friends, check on them. We're all for each other out there. And I think the more we can do of that, instead of a stigma about it. I had look at another story today. The last 3 days, we've had a young boy. He's 11 years old. He's got autism, and I spoke to his dad, and would he be all right to join? I said, yeah, mate. As long as you're there, that'll be fine. But this dad, he is telling me today, which I thought was very touching, the fact that when his young fella comes home from school at night, he said, Dad, there's something wrong with me, isn't there? And his dad said, no, there's not. Well, there isn't anything wrong with him, but young people don't understand because he is a little bit different, but there's nothing wrong with him. And that little kid, he called me Brian Kerle, and, the legend, he called me. But, he's just a beautiful kid, but he's entitled to play basketball. Why would we neglect him and put him down and things like that? So, but on the other side, yeah, and I know I've lost some very good friends. I've lost 2 special friends, that have committed suicide through depression and having that mental illness. And, I felt, that I know it's not my fault, and people tell me that, but, one of them in particular, he was an Aboriginal man, actually. He rang me the day before it. And I didn't realize that he was reaching out to me. He was getting closure and things like that. So, we've got to be aware of all that a lot of people are going through issues and things like that. So let's help each other and support each other, and not laugh at them, laugh with them, and make their life easier and better for them to live.